Right now we know that there are about 50 veins on the property. We've tested about 12 of them, and we're putting out a resource estimate on the first 6.
That's great.
How that works out in the future, well, you know, I'm optimistic.
Hi, I'm Jeff Clark at goldsilver.com here at the Silver Symposium, and I am with Ben.
Ben Whiting with Orex Minerals.
Orex Minerals. So Ben, thanks for joining me, and I've been asked to kind of help people get familiar with your story. So where I'd like to start actually is, you hear at a lot of these conferences, everyone says, well, it's all about the people first, start with the people. So Ben, tell us a little bit about yourself, your background, what you've done before in mining, the successes you've had, so people can get to know you as the president of Orex, right?
Yeah,
you're the president.
That's right.
So people can get to know you as the president of Orex a little bit better.
Well, I'm a geologist, professional geologist, and within our group of companies, we're the Belcara Group, and we have a team with geologists and financial experts that we can share between the various companies in the group. We have experience exploring in Mexico, and I was the Explorer of the Year in Mexico as leading the team in the field for the discovery of the La Preciosa silver deposit.
And when was that?
We sold that project in 2013.
Okay.
And so we worked on that from about 2003, making the first geological map, and the discoveries came after. It was a very good team. But we're familiar with that area, and so now we have Orex Minerals, which is a sister company to the one that had that project, and we're also in the same geology, the same style of mineralization. So people like to work with us, and we have 2 joint ventures that are with the biggest silver mining companies in the world.
Wow.
So we might be a little company on the market, but our project at Coneto is with Fresnillo, and Fresnillo is the world's largest silver mining company.
Yes.
Our project also in Durango State called Sandra is with Pan American Silver, and Pan American is the 2nd largest silver producer in the world.
Very good.
So you can see our team and our contacts have the track record that can bring a project forward.
That's great. Let me back up. That previous company that you sold, let me ask you, how did stock investors do if they owned that company back then?
They did very well.
Yeah?
Yeah. When we started that, it was like 5 cents a share and had a market cap of about $700,000. Enough to pay accountants and lawyers, right? We raised money, so people invested, and the average shareholder got in at about 25 cents.
Okay.
We eventually sold it at $2.71 a share.
Wow.
For the average investor, that was 1,000% increase. And we sold it for $385 million.
Wow.
Up from that 700,000. Now it did take us a fair amount of work to do that.
Sure.
We probably spent about $40 million exploring.
Okay.
But that's the kind of model that we like to see. We add value to a project and get it ready for the producers.
What is the value add that you hope to add here at Orex? Can you tell us that?
Well, there's always it's hard to predict some of these things.
Of course.
But I'll tell you some of the markers that are happening. I was hoping that at this conference that I would have the new resource estimate for the Coneto project. The independent qualified engineers and geoscientists weren't quite finished with it. So in the next couple of weeks, I will be putting out a news release with the very first tons and grade for the Coneto project. So it's a maiden resource.
Maiden resource. So that could be interesting for the market.
It'd be interesting for the market.
And how would you describe the deposit itself? Is small, big, low grade, high grade? How would you describe that?
I would describe it as a classic vein type deposit in the Mexican style of mines. The ones that make money in vertical oriented veins, the same kind of projects that Fresnillo is mining in nearby Zacatecas.
Okay,
right?
Very good.
How big will it be? Right now we know that there are about 50 veins on the property. We've tested about 12 of them, and we're putting out a resource estimate on the first 6.
That's great.
How that works out in the future, well,
see.
you know, I'm optimistic.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, very good. Well, we have someone very good looking at the project down there. So, last question.
Yes.
I always like to know if the owners and executives and geologists of the company have skin in the game.
we
Do you mind sharing with the audience that maybe is wanting to check out Orex? Have you invested skin in the game, your own capital?
Yes, we have. In every company within the Belcara group, management always takes a piece. We don't take large salaries, but we certainly invest our own money. And I believe in Orex, we have about 15% of the company is held by the management team.
That's great. That's a very good sign. So, okay, tell us the company name and symbol and where they can find it.
The company name is Orex Minerals, Inc. On the Toronto Stock Exchange Venture Board, it's REX, and it's also on the OTCQB for trading in the United States, and that's ORMNF.
Okay, great. I actually meant to ask you for the website. Is it just Orex Minerals?
ORXMinerals.com.
Okay, great. Very good. Ben, thanks very much. I enjoyed hearing about the story here.
Thank you, Jeff.
And hope you all enjoyed it as well. Thanks for joining us, everyone.
Thank you.